Monbusho Scholars Association of India, in collaboration with Center for Japanese Studies JNU, supported by Embassy of Japan, New Delhi, Japanese Association, New Delhi. We thank you all for being here today. Our chief guest for today is His Excellency Mr. Kenji Hiramatsu, Ambassador of Japan, who will be joining us later because of his prior commitments. On the dais now, may I invite Dr. Ashok Jain, President, Monbusho Scholars Association of India, New Delhi, Professor Ashok Chawla, Advisor, Japan, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, and President, Jaltai, Professor P.A. George, Chairperson, Center for Japanese Studies, JNU, New Delhi, and Professor Madhushri Chauhan, Coordinator Speech Contest and Retired Professor, Center for Japanese Studies, JNU, New Delhi. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Today, we have our distinguished members of jury and question panel here. We would like to invite them with a bouquet of flowers. In the members of the jury today, we have Mr. Masahiko Takahashi, Vice Principal, Japanese School, New Delhi. We shall welcome you, sir, with a bouquet of flowers. Ms. Mizuho Hayakawa, Director, Japan Information Center, and First Secretary, Embassy of Japan, New Delhi. Mr. Kaoru Miyamoto, Director, Japan Foundation, New Delhi. Ms. Mariko Neishi, Nihon Jinkai, New Delhi. Mr. Yosuke Inukai, Nihon Jinkai, New Delhi. On the question panel today, we have Ms. Yuiko Wakana, Japanese Language Advisor, Japan Foundation, New Delhi. Ms. Yuriko Lochan, Japanese Language Expert, New Delhi. We thank you all for being here today and joining us for this occasion. Now, may I request Professor P.A. George, Chairperson, Center of Japanese Studies, JNU, to make a welcome address.
Dr. Professor Ashok Chawla, and of course distinguished members of jury and question panel, and all the participants, and of course the audience and students and colleagues. Actually, today also I am a bit disappointed because even after repeated requests to the students of JNU for coming here by 2:20, I have seen again the hall empty. Now I feel that this is a common trend, a general trend all over the world, especially in India. Students have become more and more utilitarian. This is what I felt after seeing the hall empty. Anyway, myself and Professor Manjushri Chauhan, we repeatedly requested yesterday. So once again, I apologize that our students have not shown their face, and we will be taking, due course of action for this, because I can't permit the students to be casual like this. That is one. Having said this, uh, before formally welcoming all of you, I would also like to make 2 points, 2 suggestions to Mosai. One is regarding the pattern of the speech contest. Now, this is the 30th year of speech contest we are conducting under the sponsorship, the authority of Mosai. And before that, the speech contest was conducted by the Embassy of Japan. And I don't know how many of you know that I was one of the participants in the first speech contest in India. And I was so tensed and I didn't get any prize, only the consolation prize. And the consolation prize was very valuable prize to me. You know what I got? It was a Nelson character dictionary. And I still have that character dictionary with me. And it helps me every time whenever a difficult kanji comes, immediately I take out that character dictionary and, make sure of the reading and writing. So that was the spirit we had. And we didn't have any teacher to go and get the help those days. Whatever I wrote, I don't remember the topic. I think most probably it was 40 years ago. So I spoke about Wadashi to Nihongo. I think something like that I spoke. I never shown my speech to any of the teachers because we hardly had any teacher those days except Professor Verma. Nobody else was permanent. So there was no chance for consulting a teacher also. But still we all participated in the speech contest. That was the spirit we had, which I find lacking in the present day students. That is one thing. So my request to Mosai is to change the pattern if possible. Instead of, some students come here with ready-made speech and then they speak, of course that is important. But when they are asked questions, most of them are not able to give proper answers. So my first request is that maybe we should have one, part for extempore speech contest. Extempore. Maybe 2 hours before the speech, you give the topic, common topic, and let the students prepare within that 2 hours and come and speak here. That is one thing. That one suggestion. Second suggestion is, it's already 30 years past, so we may have to review the rules and regulations. At present, if a student spent more than 6 months in Japan for his study, he is not eligible, I think, for participating in speech contest. I think that such restriction should be removed. It should be made common to all, because here we are, testing the knowledge and the capability of a student, how to put it in front of others, and then how to answer the questions. For that, you need deep knowledge of the language. When I was in Japan in 1988, the Japanese Foreign Ministry conducted the first all Japan Rombun Konguru for the foreign students. And I was also one of the participants. And I can proudly say that I won the number 2 prize, second prize. First prize was won by one American student. And I got the first award from Japanese government for that. Now, if the government of Japan say that those who have studied more than 2 years, 3 years Japanese, they cannot participate, then I would not have got the prize. So these things we have to take into consideration hereafter. So I have a humble request to Dr. Ashok Jain to review the rules and regulations maybe from next year onwards. These are 2 suggestions for your consideration. Having said this, I would like to welcome our distinguished guest. Of course, Ambassador is coming slightly later. So I think even before he has shown his presence here, we should welcome him. So I would like to welcome Ambassador His Excellency Ambassador Kenji Hiramatsu. Maybe we can, in absence, we can welcome him. And I would also welcome Dr. Ashok Jain and Professor Ashok Chawla, and of course Manjushri Chauhan, who are the organizers to this program. Without their hard work and consistent, effort, this thing would not have happened. As chairperson of CJS, frankly speaking, I haven't directly done anything for organizing this. Just this is a request has come from Dr. Ashok Jain that I should be giving the welcome speech. And of course, CJS is coordinating with Mosai for conducting this speech contest. And I also sincerely welcome our jury panel and question panel for this speech contest. I think let us welcome them with a big hand. Then of course the participants, any program, any speech contest or seminar cannot be carried out without the actual participants in that. I'm sure that the participants of today's speech contest, they may be, their psychological condition I can imagine. But I have a request to them and advice also to them that don't get panic, don't get tensed. The moment you stand in front of this mic, maybe for 1 second you will have some tension. Once you start speaking, that tension should go away. So be bold and competitive. That spirit is important, and try to win first prize. And also I welcome all the audience and staff and colleagues from other universities and JNU to this function. With this, I would like to, I wish grand success to this speech contest and conclude my words with this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your kind, encouraging words, for your suggestions, and for talking about the famous Nelson Dictionary. Now next, may I invite Professor Manjushri Chauhan to explain the rules and regulations, please.
Namaskar and very good afternoon. Distinguished guests and organizers on the dais, respected judges and members of question panel, and guests, participants in the hall. We also welcome once again to this 30th All India Japanese Language Speech Contest. I will not take much time because I have to read out the rules, and we are a little late. We should have started a little early, but I'll quickly read out the rules, which is my duty to read out. Though, of course, all the institutions and the participants are aware of the rules right now, but still. So the students can participate either in the junior or senior category, depending upon their level of training in the language. Candidate has to be nominated by the organization where she or he is learning Japanese language. Students desirous of participation may contact their own institutes. This is, of course, it is already done because the zonal competitions are over. The general rules are: the nominating institutions should be teaching Japanese language either as a part of the university, college, or under a registered organization as a trust, society, association. The nominated candidate must satisfy the eligibility conditions given below. What are the eligibility conditions? At the time of the zonal contest, the candidate must be an authorized student of where Japanese language is taught. Those who are not eligible to take part are the students who have studied Japanese language for more than 1,500 hours or for a total period of 5 years or more. Students who have studied in Japan for more than 3 months Professor George pointed out, and maybe the committee will review this. The students who have been or are engaged in the teaching Japanese language in any institution or organization are also not eligible. The students whose parents are either wife, husband, mother, or father's native language is Japanese are not allowed to participate in this. The minimum age is 18 years and the maximum is 35 years. In the junior group, only those eligible candidates who have studied Japanese language for less than or equal to 500 hours as certified by the nominating Japanese language teaching institution can apply for this. The first prize winner of a particular year in either category cannot participate in the next year's contest. The first prize winner in the junior category shall not be allowed to participate in the senior category of the contest held next year. However, such candidates are eligible to participate in the subsequent years, that is, after a gap of 1 year. Now, it is about the speech and the contents. The candidate can speak on any subject of her or his choice other than politics and religion. Duration of speech should not exceed 4 minutes. The content should reflect personal views, thinking, and familiarity with the topic. Copying speech content from any earlier delivered speech accessed through any written or electronic source is not allowed. Only winners of zonal contest can repeat their speech in All India contest. The speaker should not reveal his or her name or the name of the nominating institution. Please be careful. Any candidate who is appearing again, that is for the second time, is not allowed to repeat the earlier speech. The level of speech or level of language, which includes vocabulary and idiomatic usages of the speech, should correspond to the contestant's Japanese language training. The contestants should not read from the script as I am reading. They should be only speaking, not looking into their notes. The evaluation speech will be followed by a question and answer session for about 2 minutes. Questions will be asked by language experts and will relate to the level and content of the delivered speech. A panel of judges consisting of prominent Japanese residents and experts will evaluate the performance of each participant and their decision will be final. Now the parameters of evaluation. Content should reflect personal thinking and familiarity with the subject. The grammar and pronunciation should be correct. Vocabulary and language suitable to the level, that is junior or senior level. Delivery etiquette, attitude and pronunciation will be judged. Response to the questions will also be judged. So this is all for the rules, and I request all the guests on the dais to please take their seats in the hall. Thank you so much. Oh, we are very, very happy to have our chief guest, His Excellency Mr. Kenji Hiramatsu, the Ambassador of Japan. Thank you very much, sir. It's our honor to welcome our chief guest with a bouquet. Thank you, Your Excellency, for taking time out from your busy schedule. We were expecting you, of course, like always. Thank you so much, sir.